Patrick Cook here. Welcome back. We're continuing our discussion of the Mandelbulb animation project that I have in mind, and in the process of pursuing this animation, we're talking about the Mandelbulb software, which, continuing from where we left off in the previous session, what I've done so far is I have two formulas that are alternating because I have the alternate methodology selected here. All right, I'm alternating between these two formulas, and this is what I'm getting. So interesting. What I'm pursuing is something like this. All right, but one step at a time. Now, the Amazing Box formula is quite interesting. A lot of different shapes, curves, straight lines. I mean, you can kind of see the straight lines in there, and you see the curves, and the A box vary is allowing us to have the different elements of the graphic to be of different scales, okay, which gives it that kind of, it simulates depth and makes it for a very interesting graphic. Now, I know from experience that if I combine two Amazing Box formulas, I get some really interesting effects. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to go to formula number 3 here. I'm going to alternate the hybrid, all right, and I'm going to put another Amazing Box in there, all right, and I'm going to punch this calculate, see what I get. Oh, okay, all right. Now, I'm going to push that over to the navigator, and I do that by clicking the parameter, and that pulls over the 3 formulas that I have, and there's my 3 formulas. Amazing Box number 1, number 2 is A box very scaled, number 3, there's my Amazing Box. So I'm going to start manipulating this stuff. Now this is the second Amazing Box formula that I have here. Okay, you see some very interesting stuff going on here. All right. Now, while we're here, let's talk about this little reset value. Important little feature. Apparently, it was added at some late point, and because what happens is when you alter the property of a formula, this reset value gives you the ability to instantly reset that last property that you adjusted back to its previous value, reset value. All right, now just note number 2 there. If I do that, I got 2.575 reset value, I'm back to 2. So this kind of gives you the ability to experiment and say, that's not reset value. I can do that with the others too. If I change the fold, reset value. Now, the caveat here is that if you change the scale, or you change a property, and then you go change another property, the reset value is only going to change the last property that you modified. Reset. Even if I hit reset value again, it will not reset the scale, which is the previous. So if I put that back to 2. Now what I can do here, if I click on the number, it gives me the ability to type the value in. I'm going to type in 2, OK, or enter, and that put me back to 2. Just keep it simple here, 2 and 1. And I want to re-demonstrate that your reset value only reverts the last property that you modified, whether you modified it with the slider or with the entry. Okay? Now, scale, revert. All right, but now, if I were to change the scale and then change the fold, reset value, my scale remains unchanged. Now, if I get myself in too deep like this, all right, and I get so far, my reset value isn't helping me anymore, I can hit the parameter button and I can pull back in what I had over on main. Boom, like that. And I start over again, which is okay. It's okay. One of the things that is very interesting about the Mandelbulb 3D creation is that you discover your graphical end result. You don't really create it. I mean, look, if I take scale here, I don't know if 2.4567, I don't know if what that's gonna give me. I have no idea. I can't envision the result of the graphic pattern based upon that numeric entry. I'll go ahead and click OK, and let's see what we get. There's no way I could have predicted that. So what's interesting about working with the Mandelbulb 3D fractal art is that you discover very interesting graphical patterns. You don't really create them, or at least you don't create them with much intention, all right, but you discover them. So here, all right, oh, that's interesting. That's a discovery, because I manipulated that particular property and I got something like that. If I manipulate this property in addition to the scale property, I get something like that. Okay, that's a discovery. I pull that back over to main and recalculate it. Okay. So in my view, working with the fractal animation, I'm sorry, the fractal creation, be it a still, be it an animation as your end result, you're really in a process of discovering visual patterns. And many of these discoveries are no good. This particular discovery, there's a lot of clipping, as we had talked about before. And if I push it back over to main and recalculate, you know, I mean, come on. I mean, it's busy, it's cluttered, it doesn't seem to have much flow to it. It seems chaotic. Maybe that's what I'm shooting for. The point I'm making is that you discover your graphic. And when you land on something really interesting, all right, you say, aha, okay. Now this here, we have a sense of depth. We got shadows down in here, which gives us a sense of depth. We have some interesting patterns. We got curves. We got here gentle curves, hard curves. We could even we can go further into this, and we could say, aha, let's get that done, view that to main. All right, re-render that. Interesting. Okay, so working with the Mandelbulb graphic generator software, the Mandelbulb 3D, you're in the process of discovering and rediscovering and rediscovering and modifying and rediscovering your graphics until you get to a point where you say, I like that, that's what I'm going to run with. So that's enough for now. Let's continue this in the next session, where we'll continue to develop the graphic that we're shooting for, something like this, as our model for the ultimate Mandelbulb 3D animation that we're attempting to develop here. And we'll continue to talk about the software as this animation project is pursued. So I'll see you in the next session. I'll see you there.